Hey guys, I'm back, and in this video we are going to be doing leverage device code phishing for initial access. This is a premium lab hosted by Pwn Labs, and so you're going to have to pay to access it. Nevertheless, watching this video and just watching me do this will also be a learning experience. You could also buy it. These premium labs, I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's like 20 bucks. Don't take my word for it, but it's kind of all like it's worth it at the end of the day. There's not that much cloud content out there, which also prompted me to make this series of prepping for the MCRTP, which is the Microsoft Cloud Bootcamp, and that's kind of it. So there's not that much content out there. Pwn Labs is kind of the best platform for learning cloud and doing cloud CTFs. So that's why I enrolled in the bootcamp, and as of now, I'll be honest, it is pretty amazing, and you just learn so much. Some of my mentors also recommended me this boot camp, so for that reason, I'm also recommending you guys to start this cloud journey with me and join me. So yeah, just this series is going to be me prepping for the MCRTP and doing these premium labs as well. So yeah, let's just get into this and start reading the scenario first. Our client, International Asset Management, has asked us to perform a red team engagement. They want us to start externally as a threat actor would, try and breach their environment and access resources belonging to a director or C-level executives. Phishing is in scope, and International Asset Management's IT partners have also agreed to be included in the test. So before I continue, I just want to know that I've done this prior. It's not going to be like my regular CTFs that I do, where I just go straight ham into it, and you see all my failures. I've done this prior because I'm no cloud expert at this, right? So I'm also learning as I go. But yeah, you'll still learn a lot from this, as I'm not going to go straight like just do each step perfectly. I'm going to like show different types of ways and cover a lot of different types of ideas that I would be using in this. Like, it's not just a one path thing where you complete the lab within 10 minutes, or complete the CTF within 10 minutes. So yeah. Learning outcomes, device code phishing, we'll cover that. And this, Windows enumeration, lateral movement, binary hijacking, payload creation, controlling target systems using a C2. So we'll cover all of this in this video. So first of all, they give us a target domain, and the first thing we want to do is let's go over here, and use AZ subenum to enumerate the different types of subdomains this thing can have. So let's go ahead and use our permutations.txt. You guys can probably not see this, so let me zoom in. And this takes quite a while, so hopefully it doesn't take that long. Yeah. And at the same time, I'll run another command over here. Same directory. Let's go sudo /s, write our password, cd into this, and do python 3 az sub b. Okay, yeah, so we got nothing over here. I'm also going to run this without the .com. I should have done that. And we're also going to run without the permutation list because it should be easier then, faster. And we have no subdomains discovered, so there's nothing for this. There's no like public blob containers or anything like that. So all we have is a simple domain over here. So let's go and take a look at the website and see what we can find on it. And again, nothing over here, so just the website. Now, scrolling down here, I don't see anything that pops out to us, and none of these links are going anywhere specific. But we do have some users. Liz. So let's take this and make a list, and let's open this here and do nano user.txt. Let's do this here. Let's do this here. And let's do this here. Scrolling down, is there more? These are just clients. So what our clients say. So I don't think we need to worry about this as of now. Maybe if we get stuck. Scrolling back to the top, we have an about page. Also doesn't give us much, same thing. We already have those names. Services, nothing here. But we do have features, testimonials, same thing of what we saw on the main page, but we also have a client portal, which allows us to enter a username and password. So let's enter some default stuff, admin, and we don't have, yeah, we didn't get access, obviously expected, but we do have a username over here. So we can take this, copy it, and also we'll paste this over here of what we're finding. Let's check other things. Is that it? Is that really it? Contact is another page. And we have this. We can try to write some things over here. Test, test. And nothing happens. I'm not even sure if it sent a request. I do not think it did. Actually. Yep. So let's see if this domain is using Entra ID for their login system. So let's go to our recon area and take this URL. This URL will check if this domain that we write over here uses Entra ID or not. So going here, let's take this target domain, copy that, and paste it in here and check. And to confirm whether it's using Entra ID or not, we have to look at this section over here, namespace type, and it says managed. Managed means it does use Entra ID. So that confirms that, so that's also there. We can save this. One of the things that we saw was the support at internationalam.com. We could take the route of making a word list, using username anarchy, making a list of different types of username formats, and then finding the valid usernames or the valid user or usernames that exist in their in Microsoft or whatever. But that's probably not going to be the route, only because of the learning outcome saying device code phishing, and we can probably guess from leverage device code phishing for initial access. So device code phishing, and since we have this email, we're probably going to be targeting that. So let's copy this, and in our email, and this is not my email that I often use, it's just like if you send me an email here, just expect I'm never going to reply because I never use this. So let's put this in to area and subject, call this something, let's say urgent fix or install urgent fix account. Let's just put an exclamation mark here. So what is device code phishing? Let's get to that topic now. So device code phishing is where we're trying to make the client log in from an official Microsoft portal using a device code that we give them. And this is a common method that is used, or not very common. I think it's used in IoT devices, but here you're going to get a better understanding now of it. Let me just go here. And let's do AZ login, and over here we have device, is it double device use device login, I believe it's this. What is it here? Let's check in this Azure area and login methods. So over here we have use device code. So it's use device code. Okay. And let's press enter, and over here we'll see that it gives us a legitimate Microsoft link that we should log into, and we have to enter this to authenticate. So and over here let's just write please log in and fix your account using the link below. Link And let's just, I think we could just press enter. No, it doesn't work like that. Just copy this whole thing or select it all and just click this. And yeah, device code. Unlike other phishing attacks, this is actually sending a legitimate link. So that is there. And we can send this to our target. Once the target authenticates, we should be able to get a token back, which allows us to then enumerate Azure using Azure CLI in this case, as we're not doing it the PowerShell method. But we could also do it the PowerShell method. I believe the command to log in for that would be, well, I guess I don't have it then. But yeah, I think it's the same type of thing, use device code or something similar to that. So now it's a waiting game until they log in. Let us pause this video and wait until they log in. So yeah, this took quite a while, so just be patient. Just wait about like 5 minutes and you should get a response. But yeah, our victim has logged in and we can now just use our subscription number, which is 1, and we are now logged in. Just use AZ account show, and right over here the name, it says support@internationalam.com. So now let's do some enumeration. Let's go over here and do wrong section. Let's go to post exploitation and let's do some enumeration. User information. Let's first list the resources. That's usually the first type of thing you guys want to do when you get access to an account. And we will use this command. I kind of want to zoom in here as well so you guys see better. Yep. AZ resource list. And we're listing the name, type, and resource group, and we're outputting that into a table format because it's just nice and cleaner. And there we go. So we have the names of this, which is a static site. This is an IP, public IP, and virtual machine types. They're all in the same resource group. Looks easy enough. Let's get into this then. Starting with the static sites, let's go to my storage enumeration, web apps, static websites. So looking at this, let's get some first basic information from the static website. So yeah, let's go through this. There doesn't seem to be anything of use in this at all. So yeah, there's nothing of use to this. Over here we can notice that the custom domain is internationalam.com, which is our website that we were looking at, you know. But yeah, that's about it for this. We could check the environment variables, which might contain, you know, sensitive data in this. So let's just copy this and check out environment. And there is nothing. Let's check the app settings now for this. Oops. Sorry about the copy paste issue. Alright, so now the app setting has shown some information over here. We noticed this connection string over here, or the server, TCP IM portal database, and with this port, and we have this user ID admin and password this over here. This seems important. Let's copy this and paste this in our notes. Let's just move user.txt and make it notes.txt and do nano notes.txt, and we can move that over here. Whoops. Actually, I'll just take the whole thing up to here. Perfect. Now you guys might just start excuse me. But yeah, you guys might start trying to log into this and see if this database can give you any sensitive information, but the issue is that this database is not existent, and you'll notice that you're unable to either ping or log into this resource because it just doesn't exist. Yeah. Ping this. Yeah, you're not going to find anything. But the key thing to note in this is the ID, which is admin, and the password over here. So now let's continue on. There's other resources to check as well. Alright, I'm going to have to get that command again. This is storage types, and what we need is user information. Okay, so now let's go on to virtual machines. Actually, let's do public IPs. You know, why not? So the main thing to look for public IP addresses is the public IP address. So we can go ahead, and it's just a simple query. It's not that difficult. And since we're using Azure CLI, we can just do this command over here. Sorry, actually, let's do this. This will list all the public IPs in the resource group automatically. This would do it one by one. I'll give you an example. So yeah, this shows us the public IP address right over here. So it's going one by one and checking in when we input the name over here. But an easier command, because they're all in the same resource group, is just list all the public IPs in the resource group. And yeah, let's take this. And it's going to output it quite nicely, you know, output table, and here is our two IPs. Now when we have two IPs like this, I think you guys know the first thing to do is to nmap it. So let's do nmap pn, let's keep this here, and let's let this run. This is 82, and what is the other one? 96. Let's let this run side by side. So yeah, make sure you're connected to the VPN so you have the right results. Sorry about that. Or else the ports won't show as opened. Yeah, so moving on, let's go back and list the resources, and we still have one left, which is the virtual machine. So now for the virtual machine, I was trying to look at different types of things in this virtual machine, you know, looking at the tags. This is one of them. So here we have the name of the virtual machine. It's AZ show, AZ resource show, virtual machine group, resource type, which is virtual machines, and query tags. I was looking at the tags as well. Couldn't find anything there. I started looking at basic information about this. So which is AZ VM show. And we, or I, could not find anything in this at all. And here's where I mainly got stuck, and I realized there's something called VM user data that we should check out, which involves using this command. So let's take this over here and just do this query user data. Actually, no, let's remove this and just do U. So this U flag, or this U, argument, in the context of AZ VM show, the U flag is a shortcut for show user data, which includes the user data property in the output. User data is usually base64 encoded custom data passed to the VM at creation, commonly used for cloud initialization scripts on Linux or configuring bootstrapping. So let's go ahead and list all of this. And the thing that you notice is right over here, user data, which is base64 encoded. Let's decode this. And also we can see that this port is open over here. So we can use Evo WinRM to connect. And while this is still running, so let's go here and let's first base64 decode it. Whoops. What is going on? Base64 and decode. And we can see here we get net user remote assist inactive, yes. So this is the user that we have, and we can probably use it to log in using EvoWinRM. So let's go to EvoWinRM now and write the password that we found over here. And let's just log in. And we can probably close this real quick. Close subterminal. Make sure your VPN is running because that's what I keep forgetting, and that's why I was like, why isn't I can't log in? Why isn't I'm not getting anything? No open ports. And it was mainly because I forgot to turn on my connect to the VPN. Let me just close this window. Alright. So now that we have logged in, there is some scripts over here. But yeah, we can go back to this, and we notice that we have done some Azure enumeration using Azure CLI, and now it's time for Windows enumeration. So a common thing, or usually what you guys will, in the starting phase of your enumeration, you'll go to the C directory and try to list it. And you should notice download security reports over here, DRI. And looking at this, we'll notice that it has today's date and the time as well, which is near, well, not exactly near, but you'll notice that this is today's date, and we can assume that this is being scheduled, this thing is being run, and it's executing this. And this, let me just go online and check what does this do. So PuTTY Secure Copy Protocol is a command for transferring files and folders from a Windows computer to a Linux computer. So I believe someone is transferring this inside and running this command. That would be my guess. So yeah, we can go ahead and just do iCalculus, I think that's how you do it, and check the permissions on this. We notice that it has authenticated users with IM, which is M meaning modify, which is what we're looking for. And we can go ahead and do whoami/groups to see the groups that we are in, and we'll notice that we are in the built-in users group, which is also here, read execute, but we're not going to do that. We'll also see authenticated users right over here. And yeah, so we're able to modify this, and this is where it's going to take place, or where we're going to use Windows lateral movement via binary hijacking. We're going to hijack this, and then the other user will execute this for us. You know, there's a script running in the back this is playing out always. So the other user is going to execute this, and then we'll have access to that user. And what we're going to replace this binary with is a reverse shell binary. So first of all, let's remove this. Since we have the permissions to modify, let's go ahead and remove this. And now it should not be there anymore. And let's now create binary to do. Now the thing is, before we create it, let me just also zoom in. And we should also zoom in here. Sorry. But yeah. So now when creating this, we have to put our lhost and a port, and we have to name it the exact same. For our lhost, we cannot use our internal IP address. This is on the external network. So if we do IPA or ifconfig or ipconfig, whichever one it is, it does have this IP over here, but it's unable to connect to our machine. And to confirm that, we can just do 10.80.18. So it keeps timing out, so unfortunately it cannot connect to us. So we can't really put an L host or put our IP in this section. We have to use something running on the internet, which has an external IP. And because you need an external IP, you're probably going to have to leverage creating an Azure account and getting a VM and setting that up. So we can also run ping 8.8.8 and confirm whether this has internet access, which it does. So it can ping outside and access the internet. So now when it comes to creating an Azure account, I think I can just show you it over here. Create Azure account. I probably will not go through the whole thing, mainly because it requires sensitive data and personal data, so I won't go through all of that, but I'll show you that you can create over here. If we can just do I don't know where it is, but yeah, try Azure for free, and they give you about well, they should give it to you here. Copy this and paste it over here. Alright, this is what I was looking for. So yeah, they give you free $200 credit to use on Azure services within 30 days. So you guys can go ahead and make this account and start using the $200 credit. And with that, you can create a virtual machine. My virtual machine is called Attacker. It's right over here. I can't like go through the whole process only due to the fact that it requires sensitive data and all that, but I think you guys can easily figure it out. It's not that hard. And as you can see, my public IP address is right over here. We can copy this and paste it over here, and it's already pasted, but yeah, we can just press enter and it will be created. Another thing is, before you guys do this, you guys should go to network setting and over here create two types of rules. I've created these rules. One is for outbound port. It allows any custom or any outbound, so you can connect to the internet now. So that's one of them. And the other one is this, where it allows anything connect to you. So you just click here and create inbound, outbound, do both of them, and just do over here source port any, destination port any, just put a star over here and just click add. It won't let me add because it's already created. A rule with this name already exists, blah blah blah, whatever. So that's kind of it. Besides that, there's nothing else. Make sure you get the image that has Kali on it. That's kind of it. Make sure you get the Kali image. Let me just start this as well. Connect, or yeah, I think I can connect to this. This way is also fine. Let's go ahead and just connect like that, or I'll just start it normally. It'll give you a couple of options on how you guys want to log into this. I used the SSH file, so the SSH option. There's also a password option, but I just thought the SSH option was easier, and it automatically gives you a file that you can use to SSH into this machine. So let's let this start. It takes a while, so always be patient with these type of services. Agent is not ready. Well, started. Successfully started this, and let's now see if we can SSH. This file has now been created. Let us put this in this place over here. One of the commands that you can use for Evil WinRM is download, but when you try to download and use this command right over there, make sure you're in the same directory, this where you did your Evil WinRM command, right? should be in the same directory, which is the home directory. As you can see, this is the home directory, and this is also the home directory where this file is. Download this. You'll see that it fails because you're unable to put it in this directory or download it in here right away. So what you can do is just go back, go ls, users, and because we're the remote assist user, just go in here, and this is all of that. And let's just do download here, download, and put this over here. And why is it not going in here? Let's move to maybe desktop. Error check file path. That is very strange. Maybe it's upload. Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad, it's upload. And it has uploaded here. But before we move it to the other directory where the other user will execute this command, let's get our machine up and running. So it should be up by now. And let's go to my desktop. And we'll see the file that it let us download, which is right over here, attacker.pem. It will also give you a PEM file to download. You just do SSH. This is the user that I put on there, evil. You get to make it at the start of your virtual machine. When you're configuring this at the start, it will give you an option to put that there, and you just do port, public IP, and and we are in. So now over here is we can do MSF console. So if we go back over here, let's see what part we are. Payload creation, which we have done, which is right over here. Payload creation. And we're using this mainly because we're using Meterpreter. Sometimes, actually what I've encountered when I created this virtual machine is that it wasn't able to access certain resources from the internet, which is why I did the outbound porting thing over here in the networking settings that I showed you guys. And sometimes it wasn't updating, MSF console wasn't installed. So yeah, use ChatGPT for that. That's what I did, and it kind of like worked out at the end of that. So use multi-handler, options, set payload, and the payload that we used was this over here. Windows 64, paste. Let's do set L port. The L port should match the payload that you're putting, which is port 80, and we can also copy this. Let's first put port 80, set L host, and let's just run it. So now that it's listening, let's move this to the right directory. Let's first confirm it's over here. Perfect. Let's move this to this directory. Perfect. Now let's confirm if this is over here. Let's go all the way in here. And it is there. If you have any issues where you don't know whether this is going to work or not, you can trigger this just by using this npscp.exe, and you should get a connection back with your current user, which is remote assist. But in my case, I've done this before, and I know this should work. So fail to bind on this, and it's now binding on everything. Okay. Just to confirm, I just want to check if my public IP is the same or did it change. Copy this. Just gonna paste this. Oops. Just want to check over here. 250, 217, 4, and checking over here. Alright, nope, nothing has been changed, so perfect. This can take some time to run. So yeah, since this would take some time to run, let me just pause this, and right when I get a connection back, I'll just unpause. This should take around 5 minutes, to be honest. So yeah. Yeah, so I think I forgot something over here. I just checked the perms for this. It doesn't seem like our user, which is, I believe his name is James, that we're trying to target. Let's just do this, and I'll show it to you. Users. Yep, James is able to access this, so we are going to run this command over here. The command pretty much gives this binary, everybody can read or execute it. So let's give this, it's processed, and now if we run this above over here, we'll notice that, yeah, everyone over here is able to now execute this. So yeah, we will now wait again. All right. So unfortunately, I have not got a connection back for the past 6 minutes. So what I'm doing right now is I remove this binary, and I don't think I actually put the malicious binary because it's running this. So yeah, I don't think I've used the right one or changed it correctly. So I removed it from here, did ls, and now I'm going to be uploading it to this directory again. Let's use the upload command and then taking this. Double check it, it's here. And just to confirm this works correctly, we are going to run it from this directory. Until then, we could see we did get a shell here open. So let me just, session 2 not valid, get UID. Yep, so it did work, this one did work. Let's exit this. And if we write session over here, we have no active session, good. So run J, let's run this as a job in the background. And let us now move this to here. Now we can do ls. Perfect. It's still running in the background. Alright, so it's still running. Now let us do iCalculus. Oops. Go back to this directory. And now let's get it to the right permissions by doing this command. And double check it changed. Yup. Checking this here, and I am going to run it to see if it actually works. Perfect. So now let's just stop this. Clear. Okay, it's going backwards, so it really doesn't matter. It's all good. Starting at 8, and we do have this session open. If I click session, yep, but this is our remote one. We don't want this. So we can go to session 6 and just exit out of here and do run J to confirm. All right. Now wait. Oh, wait, I think I just got a connection. James local. Yep, that's what we are looking for. Session 7. And let's just do shell. And who am I? Perfect. Now we can go here to users. Let's do James underscore local and cd desktop dir, and here we can find the flag. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and I hope you guys learned something, and yeah, take care, and I'll see you for the next video.